Today, we're diving deep into the mysterious world of breakups. We're talking about those subtle signs, those little hints of hope that she might still have feelings for you. If you're wondering if there's still a spark, stick around because we're about to decode 18 signs that she's not over you. One of the biggest giveaways that she's stuck in the past is how often she brings it up. It's like she can't stop reminiscing about those incredible dates you had, those inside jokes that only you two shared, or that trip you took where you made memories you thought would last forever. She goes into detail, her eyes light up, and you can almost see her reliving those moments in her mind. It's like she's desperately trying to hold on to the connection you had, even if it's just through memories. This doesn't automatically mean she wants to jump back into a relationship, but it does tell you that those moments with you still hold a special place in her heart. All right, guys, let's talk about a classic sign that's almost impossible to hide. Jealousy. When a woman is still in love with you, seeing you move on with someone else can drive her absolutely crazy. Have you noticed her suddenly posting more photos with other guys? Especially around the time she knows you're online. Maybe she's going out of her way to appear like she's having the time of her life. It's a subtle game, but it's a clear indication that she wants to get a reaction out of you. In the age of social media, our online presence has become an extension of ourselves. If you find your ex constantly liking your posts, commenting on your photos, or watching every single one of your stories, it's a major sign that she's still invested in your life. She's keeping tabs on you even if it's from a distance. She might not be ready to reach out directly, but she wants to know what you're up to, who you're with, and what's making you happy. It's her way of staying connected to you, even if it's just through a screen. Here's the thing about breakups. They bring out a whirlwind of emotions. Sometimes those emotions can manifest in ways we don't expect. One minute she's acting like everything's fine, and the next she's being distant, moody, or even a little dramatic. This kind of behavior is actually a sign that she's still head over heels for you. She might be acting out because she's hurt, confused, or scared of losing you completely. If she didn't care, she wouldn't bother. Let's talk about those late-night phone calls and texts. You know, the ones that come after a few glasses of wine and a whole lot of emotional vulnerability. When that happens, it's usually because she's letting her guard down and her true feelings are bubbling to the surface. The alcohol might be lowering her inhibitions, but the emotions behind those messages are real. She might be feeling nostalgic, thinking about the good times you shared, or maybe she's just missing your presence in her life. Those late-night messages are a clear sign that you're still on her mind, even when she's trying to move on. It's a vulnerable and often confusing signal, but it speaks volumes about the feelings she's still holding on to. When someone constantly apologizes for their role in a breakup, even when you've both moved on, it's a sign that they're carrying a lot of guilt and regret. Those apologies often stem from a deeper place, a place of lingering love and a desire to make things right. She might be hoping that by acknowledging her mistakes and expressing her remorse, she can somehow earn your forgiveness, and maybe, just maybe, rekindle the spark you once shared. It's her way of showing you that she's grown and values the connection you had enough to fight for it. It's interesting how people navigate the aftermath of a breakup. If you find that your ex is being particularly evasive about the breakup, especially with mutual friends or people you both know, it's worth paying attention to. She might avoid talking about it altogether, changing the subject, or giving vague answers when asked about how she's doing. This could be because she's still emotionally raw and not ready to relive the pain of the breakup. But often, it's because she's hoping deep down that it's not truly over. She might not be ready to face the finality of it, especially if she believes there's a chance you might get back together in the future. Nostalgia is a powerful force. When a woman is still in love with you, nostalgia becomes her secret weapon. She'll find subtle ways to bring up those inside jokes, those shared dreams, those moments that made your relationship special. She's not just reminiscing for the sake of it, she's trying to reignite the spark to remind you of the bond you shared. She's seeing if those feelings are still there, buried beneath the surface. Communication is key in any relationship, but after a breakup, it can be a minefield of mixed signals. If your ex is suddenly reaching out more than usual, initiating conversations, and finding excuses to talk, it's a telltale sign that she's not ready to let you go. She might text you about something trivial, call you to ask for a favor, or even slide into your DMs with a funny meme. She's creating opportunities for connection, hoping to keep the lines of communication open. One of the most genuine signs that someone cares about you is their willingness to be there for you, especially during times of need. If your ex is still the first person you turn to for support, advice, or a shoulder to cry on, and she's always there with open arms, it's a clear indication that her feelings for you run deep. She genuinely wants to see you happy and thriving, and she'll go out of her way to make sure you're okay. When someone tells you they miss you, especially after a breakup, it's not something they say lightly. It means they're thinking about you, longing for your presence, and struggling to cope with your absence in their life. If your ex has been open about missing you, whether it's a casual "I miss you" text or a heartfelt confession during a vulnerable moment, it's a surefire sign that her feelings are still there. Those 3 little words carry a lot of weight, and they usually mean she's hoping you feel the same way. One of the most obvious signs that your ex is still hung up on you is her insatiable curiosity about your dating life. She might ask mutual friends how you're doing, casually inquire about whether you're seeing someone new, or even stalk your social media for any hints of a new love interest. This curiosity stems from a place of jealousy and a desire to know if you've moved on. The thought of you being happy with someone else likely drives her crazy, and she can't help but seek out information. Material possessions often hold sentimental value, especially when they're linked to a significant relationship. If your ex is holding on to your belongings, whether it's that old sweatshirt you left at her place or a collection of mementos from your time together, it's a strong indication that she's not ready to let go of the past. Those items represent a tangible connection to you and the memories you shared. Genuine concern for someone's well-being is a powerful indicator of love and care. If your ex is constantly checking up on you, asking about your day, offering a listening ear, or going out of her way to make sure you're happy and healthy, it's a sign that she still holds a special place in her heart for you. She genuinely wants to see you thrive, and she'll go the extra mile to offer support and encouragement. Flirting is a powerful tool for building attraction and testing the waters of a potential romantic connection. If your ex is still flirting with you, even after the breakup, it's a clear sign that she's not over you. She might tease you playfully, compliment you on your appearance, make suggestive jokes, or find excuses to touch you subtly. She's trying to reignite the chemistry, hoping that you'll reciprocate her advances. After a breakup, it's natural for communication to dwindle as both parties adjust to their newfound singlehood. If your ex is making a conscious effort to stay in touch, even if it's just through occasional texts, phone calls, or social media interactions, it's a sign that she's not ready to let you go completely. She might reach out to share a funny story, ask for your opinion on something, or simply say hello and see how you're doing. She's keeping the door open, hoping that one day it might lead to something more. The infamous block-unblock game, a classic sign of unresolved feelings and emotional turmoil. If your ex is constantly blocking and unblocking you on social media, it's a clear indication that she's struggling to move on. She might block you in a moment of anger, frustration, or sadness, only to unblock you later when she's feeling nostalgic, lonely, or curious about what you're up to. This back-and-forth behavior is a reflection of her internal conflict. We've already talked about how a woman's curiosity about your dating life can be a sign that she's not over you. But when this curiosity becomes an obsession, when she's constantly asking mutual friends about your love life, it's a clear indication that she's still deeply invested in you emotionally. She's not just casually interested, she needs to know every detail, every update, every potential love interest that enters your life. This need for information stems from a place of jealousy, insecurity, and a desperate hope that you're still single and available. So there you have it, guys. 18 signs that your ex might still be head over heels for you. If you've noticed several of these signs, it's a good indication that there are still some unresolved feelings there. But remember, recognizing these signs is just the first step. Before you jump back into that familiar territory, take some time to reflect on why you broke up in the first place. Getting back together can be amazing, but only if you're both truly ready to make it work this time around.